This is the Breakthrough Artists with CJ Lloyd Webley.
We're here today for the Breakthrough Artists podcast. It's a special edition where we have Light Post here to company members. I'm here especially with the one and only Yokio, who does a range of things, including a fashion brand, which I'm sure we'll go into a little bit. The reason I felt it was important to interview you, Yokio, is because we obviously spoke at length during our Black Pants Project store days. And there was a lot of deep conversation that occurred because obviously you were working in the shop at the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of what myself and I'm sure Loretta, if she watches this, will feel is that you have the mind of a 43-year-old.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And I should mention as well, we've got a live audience here today. Big up the Light Post crew. But yeah, so we're going to deep dive into you, Yokio. So you're an actor, and you've put on your bio here that you are the owner of a cult clothing brand.
Yes.
We'll dive into what's meant exactly by that. And you've said if you were to describe yourself in one word, you'd say red. The colour red can have different meanings: anger, love, passion, health, and so on.
Yeah.
And you want a similar meaning to come through for you as an individual.
For sure.
And you want to be known for more than one thing. So the clothing brand, you're the owner of a cult clothing brand. What does that mean?
So I own a brand called Free the Rascals. I'm wearing it right now, actually. It is a very punk aesthetic, kind of a raucous vibe. And I say cult because I feel like a clothing brand is very, I want to say, constructed and very boxy. Whereas Rascals is more than just a fabric that you put on. It's more like a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's who you are. And there's two meanings behind Free the Rascals. The first meaning is very literal, in the sense that, you know, we've been caught doing something and we've been locked up, whatever, gotta get out, all that stuff. But the deeper meaning behind it is free your inner rascal, the person you're too nervous to show in front of people because you're, I don't know, what's the word, introverted or whatever. And it leads back to my childhood, actually, because I used to be a very introverted, nervous guy. I was never like, you'd never see me dress like this. You'd never see me wear rings or chains or nothing like that, because I was very unconfident as a person. But and the reason why it's very punk is because, and rock star vibe is because I was always very attracted to metal and rock and punk.
Okay.
Not so much the music, but just the attitude, how they carry themselves, how they can be so outlandish in front of thousands of people. And I wanted that. I wanted to be able to do that. And I was so obsessed with that. And it was only until very recently, I would say probably 4 years ago, I became me now. I just snapped and said, if I'm gonna live life, I have to go
Be
with
intentional. So where do these designs come from then? So this is obviously very unique, very kind of striking. Where do they come from? Is it you that creates those designs?
It's me that creates them, yeah. And I try not to be inspired a lot. I go off a mood. So when I design, I design when I'm, I'd say, at a very heightened mood. For example, this one actually, I was feeling very, what's this one? I was feeling very excited and just very enthusiastic. And it really influences my way of designing and the whole look of it. But I want to go for, I don't know if you'd agree, but I'd say it's very aggressive and very striking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting. I remember when we were having a conversation in the shop, one thing that was very striking to myself and Loretta at the time was your sleeping pattern. You mentioned that, if I recall, you go to bed at 3 a.m., 4 a.m? 6 a.m. So you go to bed at 6 a.m. How does that work, and how do you remain creative despite that kind of strange or unusual sleeping pattern?
So I was December was the process of this collection. I was working on it at the time, and shout out to Riley. He's one of my best friends. We keep each other in check and make sure we don't fall off of our productivity. And he was like, I was so focused in acting last year that I forgot about Rascals in a way. And he said, yo, you need to get back on it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that, want to see it. And I know there's so many people that like it. So he got me back on it. And I knew I wanted to drop it by February. And I knew I had to slave away at my computer just to get it out. And that was the routine. I'd wake up at around 10, work until 6 a.m., wake up, head to the shop at 10, and then finish at 4, get home, carry on, and then just repeat, just repeat. And I don't know how I'm alive. I don't know how I'm alive, really.
That is really fascinating. I think one thing that I'm picking up here is that you're an individual. You do what makes sense to you, and you're not really concerned with, I guess, what the masses might, presume about the things that you're doing.
Sure, yeah.
How does this kind of entrepreneurial side tie into you as an actor? How do you merge the two, or do they merge, or is it a different side of yourself you have to?
Different side, 100%.
Okay.
Rascals is I think of the two like Bruce Wayne. Acting is my Bruce Wayne. Rascals is my Batman. And it's a whole different side of me.
And we had an interesting conversation. I remember at the time Kanye had said his outlandish, things that we shall not repeat. I remember you said you had a kind of a fascination with, fascination. You had a fascination with, the way he maneuvers different industries.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would say you would be trying to do then moving forward?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm very inspired by Kanye, despite his controversies. I love the way he thinks, and people don't understand, but then eventually do. And Kanye, he's a person who he's timeless. I feel like, and that's the point I want to get to. I want everything I create to be timeless, and I'm inspired by his album listening parties and the way that they're done. Everything looks so cinematic, unreal. You wouldn't see that at a concert.
Yeah.
It's all just a moment, and that's exactly what I would like to recreate that feeling for Rascals. It's how I conduct my photo shoots, the events that I do in town, etc.
And so Rascals is kind of a movement then, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a movement. It's a lifestyle, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So I guess in closing, because we are going to have a few questions from your peers here, your actor colleagues. That introverted Yokio young guy, 12, 13-year-old, what would be your advice to him? If he was sitting on it, I want you to look at him. He's sitting on that side of the sofa now.
I think about this. I've actually thought about this a lot, and I could never come up with an answer, but I would say we both know what you want. We both know how you are. Go for it. Go for it.
Brilliant. So this has been CJ Talks, the breakthrough artists with Yokio. Truly inspired by the work that you do. I know that you're going to go far. You've already been on ITV. So we just see how much further it goes. But it's truly inspiring to have had this conversation with you. I'm sure we'll speak again. So I'm going to hand over to the audience. Do we have one question that we can ask? We have a question from Ibi.
So what's the next step? Where are you? What's your plans in the future? So what's your biggest goal that you want to achieve? It can be this year, it can be in the next 5-10 years.
Well, I realized, so initially my plan in the fashion industry was just to establish Rascals in the UK, but it has since been extended. My purpose in fashion has extended, and my goal now is to establish an underground scene in Birmingham. I want to rewrite Birmingham's fashion, all of it. I want to see people in chains, boots, a Rascals piece. I see people saying Birmingham's a boring place and there's nothing going on. And that's because, if you think about it, there's so many people in Birmingham, so much diversity, all of that. Birmingham's a gold mine, but no one's digging. So I will take it upon myself. I will dig. I will be the one that sets the standard. I will set it up. I will take it upon myself to rewrite everything. And whenever I'm just saying it now, when you step into Birmingham, you will see at least 10 people wearing a Rascals piece. At least.
We love to hear it. Thank you so much. Stay there for a second.
He's like a super villain, bro.
Everyone.
Yes.
So this has been the Breakthrough Artist with Yokio. Until next time, peace and love. Take care.